come along from the player who he can be to getting back to that?
Yeah, obviously coming back from a knee injury of that magnitude, and I wouldn't call it rust, but just not having that full live speed experience that he's had in the past. I think it's taken him a little bit of time to get a little bit of a quickness back and have some trust in what he's doing. But he's come a long way since that opener against Virginia Tech. He's progressively getting better each week, so I think his best football is ahead of him these next 8 weeks.
Game plan for Kenny Hill a year ago, and the offense looks quite a bit different, not so reliant on his arm with the way their ground game has progressed. What have you seen from the way that they're utilizing him at the quarterback position and getting the other weapons involved around him?
Yeah, they're managing the game a lot better. Obviously their main priority right now is to run the ball first. I think that takes a little bit of stress off their defense to try to control the clock and have their defense not play as many snaps. So they're doing the right things and running the ball to set up the play action, and I think it makes the game more manageable for him as a quarterback. It's not relying on him to throw the ball 40, 50 times a game. They're going to put it up about 25, 30 where he feels comfortable and not try to force too much on him. So a little bit different from last year. They're obviously throwing a little bit more, but I think this falls into helping him manage the game better and be a better player these first 4 or 5 weeks.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, no problem.
They've run some option this year, a little more than in the past. What have you seen out of that?
It's just, I think it's all based on what they're seeing defensively, as a scheme. They obviously don't want him running the ball, 20, 30 times a game, just like they don't want him throwing it 50 or 60. So it's just, if the defense is giving them that, it's a good change up to their, their zone game and power game. If they're getting a certain look, they'll run a little bit of option. Obviously we got to prepare for it. We prepare for it every week with what we do defensively. So, we're expected to be in the game plan and we've got to be able to stop it.
What's your comfort level now compared to when you came off the field against Kansas? How much of a jump have you made schematically, execution-wise? Kind of what have you gotten over the last few?
Yeah, obviously it's always good to have a bye week, and I think it fell at the right time with, we had some guys banged up and could use a little bit of rest after that Kansas game. And we used 3 days last week to make sure we cleaned some things up that we saw, that caused us some problems that Kansas did. So just took that week to get better, and then we'll obviously prepare this week and dial in more on TCU and stopping them from a run game standpoint, and obviously would try to figure out what they're going to do to us from a passing game standpoint. But I think we're in a better spot that we are right now than obviously coming off the field against Kansas. But win's a win, we'll take it. But obviously we know we need to improve.